Hello, thank you for joining us. My name is Matthias Meyer, and with me here in the studio today is Denis Ledoux, the man in charge of Odoo upgrades.
Hi, this is Denis.
We want to tell you everything you need to know about Odoo upgrades and what is new and improved. Please don't forget to post your questions in the chatter feed for the questions and answers afterwards. So, we'll talk about the Odoo upgrade process in a nutshell, how to upgrade on the various platforms, what is covered in the Odoo upgrade services, what has changed, and what might still be to come. And like I said, afterwards you can ask us anything. All the technical questions will go to Denis. So the upgrade process in a nutshell. Well, first, just submit a test upgrade request. When you submit a test upgrade request, you will receive an upgrade test database back within an hour or so. After that, you take a look, you go through all your normal workflows, and you test the database thoroughly for any discrepancies. When you find some, you submit them to us via a support ticket, and we then fix the issues. Denis, do you want to explain how that works exactly?
Well, if the issue is specific to your database, meaning the error only happens within your database, then we write a custom script only for your database. But for each issue that happens on the platform, we have a look to the other currently failing upgrades. And if we find out that your issue is also happening to other databases, then we adapt the generic script to handle this additional case. And so we have more and more upgrades going through without any intervention, any manual intervention. Actually, that's what we have been doing for the past year. We've adapted the generic script to handle more and more cases, and that's what helped a lot to improve the number of databases going through the upgrade without any manual intervention.
Great. And once all the issues are fixed and you're certain that your test database is ready, you can plan for your production upgrade. That just means setting a date where you're prepared to be offline for maybe a couple of hours. At the time, tell your staff to log out of Odoo and then submit a production upgrade request. How does that work? On the SaaS database, you just log into your My Odoo portal, you go to My Databases, and next to your production upgrade, production data.
Well, if the issue is specific to your database, meaning the error only happens within your database, then we write a custom script only for your database. But for each issue that happens on the platform, we have a look to the other currently failing upgrades. And if we find out that your issue is also happening to other databases, then we adapt the generic script to handle this additional case. And so we have more and more upgrades going through without any intervention, any manual intervention. Actually, that's what we have been doing for the past year. We've adapted the generic script to handle more and more cases, and that's what helped a lot to improve the number of databases going through the upgrade without any manual intervention.
Great. And once all the issues are fixed and you're certain that your test database is ready, you can plan for your production upgrade. That just means setting a date where you're prepared to be offline for maybe a couple of hours. At the time, tell your staff to log out of Odoo and then submit a production upgrade request. How does that work? On the SaaS database, you just log into your My Odoo portal, you go to My Databases, and next to your production upgrade, production database, you will find a little cogwheel, and if you click on it, you see the upgrade option just as the first option displayed there. You can see that in the little graphic I included here. Important to mention, you need to be connected to your database at the same time as you are connected to your My Odoo portal. When you click the upgrade option, you have two options, one to submit a test upgrade request and one for the production upgrade request whenever you're ready for it. In Odoo SH, it works a bit different. You log into your Odoo SH interface, you take a backup, you download the backup, then you upload it onto the Odoo upgrade portal, and once the database gets upgraded on our end, you will receive an email with a download link, which you then can import into a staging branch. And how it exactly works on-premise, Denis will explain to you.
Well, it's quite simple. So you use this command line, you use it on your terminal within the production server, and what it does is that it will create a dump file of your current production database. It will then send it to the platform using SSH, and then the platform will see this dump file, will upgrade it either within test mode or production mode according to what you asked, and then it will, once the upgrade done, it will send you back the dump file, the upgraded dump file, and restore it on your server, and then you can just run the new version, then the upper Odoo version, with this upgraded production or test database. And everything is done automatically, and we recommend to use this command line on premise because things are done to be the fastest possible. So it's really efficient for on-premises databases.
Thank you, Denis. So let's quickly talk about what is covered in our upgrade services. So it's obviously our responsibility to make your new version look pretty much as your old version, just with all the new features. So we will upgrade your standard database. We will upgrade for those customers who have Studio all your Studio customizations, and they should work exactly in the same way in the new version as they did in the old version. Just a small note on the side: if the Studio customization is related to a feature that might not exist in the new version in the same way, we cannot recreate that functionality just in the same way. We also make sure that all the custom code you developed with Odoo, if you have a subscription to maintenance of customizations, is also exactly the same in the new version as in your old version. What we don't cover, however, is third-party applications. Third-party applications need to be upgraded by the partners or developers who develop those applications. We also can't upgrade improper Studio customizations. Denis, maybe you can explain a little bit better what improper Studio customizations are.
Yes. It's basically when users are cheating a little bit by doing customization using SQL queries directly within the database. And this can eventually end up messing things in the database, for instance, dropping constraints on which the upgrade scripts are relying on, and this kind of abuse, we just can't support that kind of abuse.
Thanks, Danny. What we also can't upgrade is custom code developed by an Odoo partner. Please go to your Odoo partner who provided those customizations for you to make them work in the new version. And obviously also customizations that have been done by us, but for customers who chose not to subscribe to the maintenance of customizations, we can also not upgrade them to the new version. So a few things to keep in mind and good to know. First of all, you can always upgrade to a supported version from any Odoo version. We only support live databases up to the last 3 versions. However, you can upgrade from any Odoo version to one of those 3 latest versions. Secondly, it is difficult to estimate for us how long an upgrade process will take. We get this question a lot, and we completely understand why customers would like to know that. However, before the process starts, it is difficult for us to know. So the easiest thing is to just submit an upgrade request, and once we have that first upgrade test database, we have a much better idea of how long it might take. Which brings me to my next point. Only set yourself a deadline really once you have a good idea that you are arriving at the end of your testing. Ideally, when everything is fine, when you're sure that the upgrade database does everything you want it to do and your old database did, then go ahead and plan for your production upgrade. An upgrade test database is just a test database. Unfortunately, you cannot prepare for the production upgrade in your test database.
Maybe add something on that if you want.
Yes, please, Danny.
So basically in a test database, we disable features within the test database so it doesn't mess up with the production database if you restore it on your server. For instance, a good example is the Google Calendar synchronization or the bank statement synchronization. If we let this feature active within a test database, it could eventually mess up with the production database during the synchronization, because both databases, the test and the production databases, would synchronize in the same time, and things that are done within the test database could end within the production database. And another example are the payment providers, which are used within the checkout of the e-commerce. When you want to test the checkout of the e-commerce on your test database, we switch the payment provider to testing, so it doesn't do a real payment to your payment provider and doesn't charge you for it. And this kind of feature we disable in the test database. It depends on the module which are installed and things like that. And for end users, it's kind of it's really not easy to re-enable this feature without knowing what we disabled. So that's why we say that we cannot convert a test database to a production database.
Thanks, Denis. Always submit an upgrade support ticket right away when you run into trouble. This will secure your place in the queue, because this is how our first come, first served basis works. A bit more about that later. The last test upgrade should be done within a couple of days before the production upgrade. This is just to ensure that anything your staff members might have worked on does not interfere anymore with the upgrade, so we can be really sure that it will succeed. So what has changed in the upgrades team? Well, first of all, we are taking a different approach now to preparing the upgrade scripts. Whereas in the past, we wrote all the upgrade scripts after we developed all the new functionality for Odoo, we now work in parallel. So the upgrade scripts are written at the same time as Odoo is developed. Then we have a new, more powerful and more efficient upgrade server. Denis, anything you want to add here?
Yeah, so our team in Belgium of 3 developers developed this new platform in a few months only, and it handles more databases concurrently and faster than the previous platform. And we are very happy about that new server because it really helps to handle more databases, to handle more upgrades at a time. And it was really needed because we have more and more upgrades to handle with the number of customers growing. So we are very happy about that new platform, that new upgrade platform.
So the new upgrade server is doing great work, and we have less work because of it. But on the other hand, we also doubled the upgrade team. So we have more people to work for the tickets you submit to us. And instead of working ticket by ticket, meaning issue by issue, we now work project by project. That's why it is important that you submit that first upgrade their first support ticket, because this will secure your place in the queue, and any subsequent ticket you might send us after that will be treated before, or will be worked on before a customer that starts his upgrade project at a later stage. So let me tell you about Odoo upgrades in a few numbers. Over the past year, we have received almost 30,000 upgrade requests. We upgrade 21,000 databases, 16,000 of which were test databases. We upgrade 4,200 production databases for our customers, and we received and resolved 5,500 upgrade support tickets. On our new upgrade server, as Denis may have mentioned, we now have 93% of upgrade requests succeeding at the very first attempt without any manual intervention. And I want to use this opportunity to thank Denis and his team, especially Christophe and Nicolas, for doing an amazing job also in improving the master upgrade script significantly. Also, thank you to our service staff for reducing the response time to our upgrade support tickets by almost 85%. So these are the reasons why we think Odoo Upgrades is truly reborn and improved, and version 15 is waiting for you just around the corner. Thank you very much, and please join us now for a little questions and answers with Denis Ledoux.
Thank you for now joining us for the Q&A with Ms. Denis, answering all the difficult questions. We see there are a lot of questions already, so let's get right into it. First one is, if the database is too big, 500 gigs or more, is there a special process to upgrade?
I don't think so. The platform is meant to handle big databases, so it shouldn't be a problem with a so big database. But if you are afraid of it, just send a ticket and we will make sure there's enough space on the server, and that's it. But I think the platform should be able to handle such a big database with no problem at all.
Okay, Denis, I have another one for you from Tony. He says, are there any best practices you can give advice to the Odoo users for preparing the upgrade so that it doesn't fail?
Yeah, I think that the answer of Fabien for that would be to use as much standard features as possible and avoid customization as possible. But it's easy to say, but sometimes you listen to your customer asking to do features he actually doesn't need. He's used to it, so he's asking you to do these features in customization for him. But sometimes you shouldn't listen to your customer and just use the standard things. Now, if you do use customization, use the features in Odoo meant to add customization. For instance, the inherited views, overriding the models correctly, and things like that. What kind of issue what kind of things that could fail the upgrade of your database is, for example, changing the base view, the standard view, without using an inherited view, things like that.
Okay, the next question is from Robert. He says, I've been told that if Odoo cannot handle studio views, they will be ignored or archived. Is that true?
It's true, meaning that if your custom view, your custom studio view isn't compatible with the new view in standard, it will get disabled during the upgrade. That's the case for now, but we have one developer actively working on an algorithm that will try to repair the view automatically as we speak. So he's doing the development right now. So easy cases, for example, fields that get renamed or fields that are dropped during the upgrade, those will be unlet automatically and the studio views will be repaired automatically. So yeah, for the moment it's true, but it won't be for long, I think.
Yeah. Slightly related question from Sridhar. can we upgrade with studio customizations from V13 to V15? Of course you can. And like Denise said, if there is an issue with studio customizations, that doesn't matter because we will support studio customizations, and we, the upgrades team, we will make sure that we amend them so that they work in the new version.
Yeah. Well, what I forgot to say is that for the moment they are not repaired automatically, but if you
Exactly.
complain in a ticket, then we will take care of them manually.
Yes. Just drop us a ticket for the upgrades team and we'll take care of it. How does the upgrade work when you have a custom code?
Well, it depends of your custom code. If your custom code didn't move, like it's the same code and the same code is working in both versions, you don't have anything to do. If your custom code relies a lot of the standard code and the standard code change, for example, if your code relied on the accounting in V12 and the accounting changed a lot between V12 and V13, then you need to adapt your code, and maybe you will have to do upgrade scripts by yourself to handle your customization. But if those are tiny customization and you do not change the code during going from one version to another, then you don't need to do much.
We might want to add to that it also depends who did the custom code. If the custom code is written by yourself or by an Odoo partner, I'm afraid we cannot support it if issues come up during the upgrade. However, if you have a subscription to the maintenance of custom code, which you will get if we created the custom code, then this is covered by the support team, and it will not be an issue for you at least. It might take us a while to make it compatible with the new version. The next question is from Roberto. It's a long one. Is there any methodology that allows to evaluate the main changes between two versions, to evaluate actions and adopt improvements before upgrading? I'm afraid not really. So there's no feature that could test it or compare in advance. However, that is what the test phase is for. So you run a test upgrade and then you start comparing what changed compared to my production environment.
What I could add is that for every version we release a changelog with the things that change between versions, and you can start with that. For example, between 12 and 13, we said that the accounting has been improved a lot, so you can expect things to check in the accounting. Also, from version 14, and we will do the same for 15, we will warn you in the mail that you receive when you create a request to what you should pay attention to when you upgrade to 15. For example, when you upgrade to 15, you will have to pay attention to your mail templates, and this is the kind of thing we will try to do in the future, is to warn you what you should really pay attention from one version to another.
Okay, next question from Daniel. Can I only upgrade from V14 or also older versions? Very good question. You can upgrade from any Odoo version. As you might or might not know, the support team in Odoo supports the last 3 versions of Odoo, but you can upgrade from any version. So even if you are still on version 9, version 10, you can always upgrade to the latest version. Next question from Ricardo. What happens with the file store, Denis? A good question.
Okay. For the moment, you do not need to send the file store to upgrade. But we sent back a file store, which is kind of the files that are created during the upgrade, and you need to merge this file store that we give you after the upgrade. You need to merge it with your file store before upgrade. But you do not need to send any files from the file store at the moment. But that might change for 15. It's not done yet. But for 15, for example, we need to adapt a bit the sheets, and these sheets are stored within the file store. And so this might be possible that we will take some files from the file store and send it to the upgrade platform. But we won't take the entire file store because it will be too big. We will just select the files that needs to be sent to the upgrade platform, and then we will send back the upgraded version of them. But for the moment, it's not used at all, but it will most likely be the case very, very soon.
Okay, I see we are getting a lot of questions. My apologies up front if we don't get through all of them. We will speed up a little bit now. Guys asking, do the customizations done with Studio get an upgrade? We already answered, yes, they do. We will take care of that. Alfonso says, while upgrading, are you still able to use the production DB? Absolutely yes, but we have to make the distinction here. So you start your upgrade, you submit a test upgrade request, nothing happens to your production environment. You continue as normal. You test and you see if you're ready for the production upgrade. When you do the production upgrade, then the production database will become inaccessible for that brief period of the actual upgrade process. And we often get asked the questions, how long does that take? It can be anything between 15 minutes and a few hours.
Yeah. But if we are strictly speaking of the upgrade process, meaning just the time you upload your dump and receive a result, it's close to your test upgrade. So for example, if your test upgrade took 15 minutes, you can expect the production upgrade to take the same time. But we have to distinguish two kinds of times here. The times the dump gets processed by the platform and the times it takes for you to test your database and make sure everything is in order and things like that. But if we are strictly speaking about the time of processing of the dump on the upgrade platform, you can expect the test platform and the test upgrade to be close to the production upgrade.
Next question from Corinna. How can you get an upgrade to an on-premise database that is not connected to the internet?
Yeah, but I would say either you connect it to the internet exceptionally, just the time to send your database, or you can contact an account manager. So we send you someone from the professional services that will do the upgrade on site. But for that, unfortunately, we will have to pay consultancy fees.
Right. I see there are a few answers already from our colleagues to some of the questions. The next question is, I think, again from Roberta. What about automatic actions, planned actions, rules, domains, and this type of fixes that are typical in each implementation with an upgrade? Which are they migrated? Are they migrated or are they upgraded is, I guess, the question.
Yeah, it depends. For automatic action, it's kind of hard to automatically migrate them because it depends on how you wrote your code. But for domains, for example, it's handled automatically. So if a field gets renamed during the upgrade, the domains is automatically adapted to that new name. We also considered to test the domains, and if it failed, to disable it temporarily with the same mechanism that the studio views. But we try to migrate them automatically, but when it's not possible, we might disable them.
Next question from Krista. She says, the third-party applications like Spotify EBT must be upgraded also, ? Yes, they do. However, often they don't relate to anything that has been upgraded in the standard Odoo version. So either hardly any changes or no changes are necessary. But the partner who's creating those third-party apps are responsible for keeping them updated with the latest versions. Then we have another answer here. Next question from Ruff. Is it possible to have community edition database upgrade to Odoo Enterprise, either Odoo Online or on-premise? Absolutely. The process is that you first move to Enterprise. So you contact us, you speak to your sales manager, you will discuss what exactly you need. Then we will move you from community to Odoo, and that might be still in version 9. And then once you are in Odoo Online or on-premise or Odoo SH, we upgrade you to the latest version. Mathieu is asking, let's say I'm paying for maintenance for customizations for an OCA module. Will you upgrade it for OCA?
It's not our responsibility. It would be, I'm paying for maintenance. It depends who you are paying. If you are paying us, then you will have to do it. But I doubt you will pay us for a community module. So you will have to. It would be the job of the OCA to migrate that module, to upgrade that module.
Yes. The next question from Ask Samir. Possible not give us reference of lots number. How can we solve this problem? No,
I don't think it's related to upgrade.
I'm not sure either. It's maybe a point of sale item. Moving on. These are answers. Danielle is asking, what will happen to partner customizations after the update? Will the update not work, or is the customizations just gone afterwards? Like mentioned before, the partner is responsible for keeping their customizations in line with the latest Odoo versions. So for that, you will have to go to the partner creating the customizations. Then we have a few people from Odoo. Is that Alfonso is asking, what happens to the developments that the customer is doing by its own or a third party? Those are going to be migrated as well. It's kind of the same answer. If it's a third party, the third party should adjust the customization if necessary to be in line with the latest version. And for the same is the case for your own customizations. We will not support individual or privately made customizations to make sure that they also work in the new version. This is Roger answering our questions. With large database that takes a ridiculous time to upload, download, do you offer a different solution?
Yeah, we do actually, because if you use the upload form, yes, it will take a tremendous time to upload your dump each time. But if you use the command line and you upload a new request, but for a request that for a database that already been requested before, it will try to reuse the dump and to only upload the difference between the old dump and the new dump with rsync. And that's why we are recommending to use the command line. It's because the upload will be much faster using rsync for large databases.
And I just realized that we just skipped a few questions here. It just jumped to the bottom. So I'm trying to pick up where I've left off. So after Roger's answers, here are some microphones. Will you please announce the winners of the quiz? Maybe not a question. Where's the next question? When will I be able to upgrade to version 15?
If it's already possible to test the upgrade to 15 on the platform, so if you are on premise or Odoo SH, you can already test it. And I insist on the test because we blocked the production upgrade because the upgrade script has been tested with only demo data. And so they have not been battle tested yet. So we just let people try the upgrade in tests for testing purposes, and we wait for their report to see if there are any issues, and we will correct them. And for Odoo Online, it's not yet live, meaning it's not available in the database manager, but it will be next week. We just want to add features on Odoo Online that will add a banner on the top of the interface to say, this is a test database, you should not use it as a production, to make sure people are not using their test database in 15 as production. And that's the only blocking thing to release the upgrade script to 15 on Odoo Online. And when will you be able to upgrade to 15 in production? Well, we will upgrade to 15 ourselves. So we will upgrade odoo.com in 15. Then we will wait like 2 weeks to debug all the issues we find after upgrading, even if we hope there won't be, but it always happens there are issues after the upgrade. And after these 2 weeks, we will unlock the upgrade to 15 in production. So what we expect is something like in November or December, you will be able to upgrade to production. But if you want to test it, I remind you, you can already test the upgrade to 15 today and report your issue today. And you should do it.
Yes, you should. Jaita is asking for in-house custom code. Will you support it? Again, so we got this questions now a few times. And I mentioned it also in the presentation. We want to be very clear on that. We only support custom code that we developed at Odoo. So if you took a success pack to make developments in your database and then took out the subscription for the maintenance of those developments, then we will support it. Any other custom code, either done by yourself or done by a third party, any apps you will find in the App Store, we do not support in the upgrade. When will the upgrade option be available? Denis just answered that. Which studio customizations can be upgraded without maintenance? Again, studio customizations, we will take care. Even if in the test upgrade, the studio customizations don't turn out to be absolutely correct yet, our developers will correct whatever is necessary in order for your studio customizations also to work in the new version, unless it relates to something that has been superseded by a new functionality or is not relevant anymore because of something that doesn't exist in the new version anymore. Otherwise, we support all studio customizations. I'm still interested in encryption possibility for customers' data. I'm not sure if it's upgrade related.
It might be. The question is not enough precise, but it might be that the customer doesn't want us to have his data, to read his data during the upgrade. And is there a possibility to anonymize or encrypt the data during the upgrade? Unfortunately, not. It was the case in the past, like before 10, we offered an anonymization module that just replaced, for example, the name of your partner by a key. And then when you receive back your database, you replaced that key by the name of your partner. And it was a thing that was available in 10, but we don't do that anymore because we have larger and larger databases. And it takes more time to replace all these keys by the real data than to do the upgrade. And it becomes impossible to upgrade just because of that, just because of the processing time to anonymize the database after having it processed by the upgrade platform. So we don't support that anymore. So if you want to keep your customer data, you don't want to send your customer data on the platform, then you need to reach your account manager, and you can have someone from the professional services on site and do the upgrade on site. But unfortunately, that will require some consultancy fees.
Okay. I think the next question from Stefan is related to that. He said he's sorry to have missed the first talk. But he heard about upgrading done by Odoo or with Odoo. Can an upgrade be done by our own? Well, not completely. You need to send us your database as the upgrade scripts are sitting with us, and we don't give out the upgrade scripts. But yes, the process of upgrading essentially is done by you. The only thing we do is run the database through the scripts and send it back to you. But the whole process around it, including the testing, is done by you. Guys asking if I have any customization, does it mean that the upgrade process will be then longer?
Potentially, it depends on the customization. If you did your customization carefully, what you are customizing, if it's accounting or if it's a module which is less changed than the accounting. It really depends on your customization. So we just can't answer that in front. You have to test it, and then you will see if your customization are still compatible with the new version or not. You need to test it. That's what tests are for.
Mm. And Srita, I think your question is related to that. How difficult for upgrading to V15 if auto customizations again? With customizations, with studio views, which are maybe very complex. Like Denis said, it very much depends. Just start the upgrade process, send us a test upgrade. Like we mentioned, it doesn't interfere with your production database or with your operations, and see what you get back and what the differences are, how much work there might be that is required in making it work in the new version. And like I said, Studio, all the work is on our side in any case. What's the average time in queue to upgrade the database? That's a very good question. And I would like to think that this is a question because there was a time in the history of Odoo where there was a very, very long queue for us to even be able to look at a ticket. And this is not the case anymore. We're still not quite there where we can answer tickets as quickly as the support team, but we hired a lot of people for the upgrades team, and our scripts have become massively improved since Denis and his team created the new server. So on the one hand, the work is a little bit less, and on the other hand, we have added to our team. At the very moment, it takes us about a week or 10 days if there are any issues with the upgrade. But more than 93% of the upgrades at the moment are going through without any issues. That means you send us your test upgrade request and you get it back within the mentioned 15 minutes, half an hour, or an hour.
Yeah.
And only what you then discover in terms of discrepancies, you send us a ticket, and that will take us a while to rectify. But at the moment, to give you a ballpark figure, on average, probably it would be 2 to 3 weeks to resolve it.
Yeah. And I wanted to add that indeed 93% of databases sent to the upgrade platform are going through without any issues, and it counts the on-premise database. If you only count the Odoo online databases that have less customization, is 97% of databases that are going through without any issue. And for instance, we tried to upgrade 150 databases from the SaaS to 15, and out of these databases, only 5 failed during the upgrade process. So we were a bit astonished. We would have expected to have to solve more upgrade scripts than that, but we were pretty happy that already only 5 out of 150 databases were going to 15 without any problem.
One more thing to mention here, because this might be a worry about upgrade in general to even start the process. Another big cause for frustration in the past was that you started the upgrade project, you send us a couple of support tickets. It took us, you joined that queue, and it took us a couple of months to fix those 2 issues. And then you discovered something else, and you again had to join this queue and wait. So sometimes this whole upgrade process ended up being 4 to 6 months. We changed this process now, and we prioritize on when you started your upgrade process. So from when you first send us the first issue, the first discrepancy, the first ticket. So we go project by project. Once you start your upgrade project, we look after you, and we finish that project with you before we take new tickets from customers who just sent their first ticket. So next question from Misbah. For projects that start implementation in the past few days, is it better to restart on V15 or stay on V14, then upgrade later to V15?
But I would say that it doesn't really matter for the upgrade script because you don't have much data, so it doesn't really matter. But on the other end, you won't be able to upgrade to production to 15 before 2 months. So if you want the version 15 tomorrow, you may want to restart from scratch. Now, if you can wait 2 months, then you just wait 2 months.
Interesting question from Guy. Do the partners send the code to Odoo to upgrade it, or do they do it themselves?
The partners can do it themselves. And if a customer has code from his partner and he left the partner for whatever reason and he needs to upgrade the code, then he can ask us to upgrade the code from his former partner. But again, it will require consultancy fees because it's not our code. We are not owner of that code, and so we don't support that code. If you want us to support that code, you will need to pay consultancy fees.
Okay, and I think that's the same answer for the next question, which was from Woha Monkey. Richard Stevenson is asking, can we upgrade an on-prem database without sending the database to Odoo? Denis already answered that. Will inherited views upgrade?
Yeah, it's the same question than studio views.
Yes. Then there are a couple of answers from our colleagues. Ran is asking, fields which are removed but used in users' filters or automated action are not properly migrated? Any plan to fix it?
In user filters, it's done, so it's fixed since I think a couple of months, maybe 3. For the automated action, it's not that easy because it depends on how you write your code, and it's not that easy. We tried and it failed, so yeah, it's not that easy.
Okay, Denis, can you read that next question from Jayita?
Oh, it's environment also is a Chinese partner.
That's why I give it to you.
Okay. So our environment also is Nginx faster Redis. PG pool, Menin, PG Badger will still need them in 15, and will you help us with that?
I thought it might mean more to you than me.
It means something to me. Basically, it's asking about his server configuration. Do we handle it? The answer is no, we don't. If you are on-premise, you are responsible of your own server. We won't configure it for you. But the version 15 and the version 14 are very close to each other, so it's very possible you don't have to change anything to be able to host your 15 where you hosted your 14. Now, if your database were in 8 or 9, then you might need to upgrade to a new server because most likely your Linux server will be outdated and you should go to an updated server.
Mm. Lean is asking, if a custom code was not working properly in a previous version, how will it be upgraded? Well, Lean, it is very unlikely that another upgrade will suddenly resolve that issue with the custom code. Like I said, if it is custom code developed by Odoo, please take out a subscription for the maintenance of the custom code, then we will take care of it. If it is custom code by a partner, please get in touch with your partner. They should be able to rectify to make it work with the latest version. Eve Goldberg, since V14 there is a warning when removing a field that we should add a migration script. Where is there an example of such scripts?
I understand the question.
Okay.
So basically, it's a failsafe we added during the upgrade script that no field should be deleted automatically by the ORM. It should be deleted properly in an upgrade script to confirm, yes, I want that field to be deleted during the upgrade. And it can happen that such fields, this warning comes from custom code and not from standard code of Odoo. And so he's asking, how can I write an upgrade script that will take care of that field? So basically, there are none because we don't open the upgrade script publicly, at least at the moment. But it's kind of easy to handle. Either you just add a no update on the ER model data of that field, Either you keep the field in your code. If the field is still there in your code, you don't need to do anything. If it's no longer there in your code, then you need to delete it yourself using, I don't know, an SQL script or anything like that.
Okay. Rough Radix is asking, I'm not sure if it's upgrade related. Is it possible to merge an Odoo website, just written in CE13, into Odoo Online with accounting and documents?
In
The short answer-
community edition CE 13, nothing
Okay.
else, into Odoo with accounting and document website. I'm not sure to understand the question. It's possible to merge another website into Odoo Online with that? But
I think he wants to.
so he has the website on site and he wants to move it on Odoo Online, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is possible, and it's even the transfer, the migration is the good word for once, because migration is migrating from one server to another. The migration is done by the support and it's done for free. So you will be able to use your website, to upload your website on Odoo Online through the support, so through the help support. And then once it's done, you can install accounting and documents on the Odoo Online. I think that was the question.
Okay, we're not sure. Otherwise, send us a support ticket and we'll get back to you. Mispa is asking for projects that started implementation in the past week. We already had that question. Was that again the same question, or did we jump here?
Yeah, no, I think it's been asked twice.
Thank you very much for answering the questions. You're welcome, Robert. The next question is
Okay, that one we answered.
from Yannick.
Yeah, no, we answered earlier. So, was there a solution to upload faster a big database? Yes, there is, using the command line.
I see. Does Studio application work with Odoo SH?
Yes. The
Yes
answer is yes.
Is a short answer. So you also have the option of having Studio in Odoo SH. I see we're at the bottom now, and we have about 5 minutes left. If we upload a database using the shell upgrade option, we have to keep the shell alive during the upgrade. Any possibility to keep it running in the background?
That's not true. You don't need to keep it alive, because if you interrupt it and then launch it again, the script will see that you have an ongoing upgrade being processed, and it will ask you if you want to resume it or not. So it's not true. You can just interrupt it, come back later and relaunch it, and it will start from where it left. As long as you don't restart your server, but it's unlikely.
Okay. Holly is asking, if we upgrade to 15 online, will we still be able to get back to 14? The quick answer is yes, you are. The second part of the question is, can we keep a copy of the custom code that may not have transferred? Holly, for this, the testing process is therefore, so upgrading doesn't mean that you're upgrading and then you immediately need to work in the upgraded database, but you first do a test upgrade. You look if all your custom code is working out in a new production database as you hoped, and then you do the actual production database upgrade. Jose is saying, we are on V13. Would it be better to upgrade to V14 or V15, or direct to V14 and then to V15, or directly to V15?
I would say it depends how much time you have. If you are ready to wait 2 months that the production, the script are ready for production to 15, then I would jump directly to 15.
Unless you might have already started the upgrade to V14 a long time. You already sent us a lot of tickets to maybe change things. And yes, it also depends if you have time.
And it depends on the features you want. If there are no features in V15 that you want, then you might want to stick to 14. It really depends of what you want.
This question from Raf is, I think, the same one.
Yeah, he precised the question, but the answer is yes, you can.
Okay.
You can upload your website, and accounting and document database on Odoo Online.
If you have custom models that you need right up until the production upgrade, but you don't need them in the new version. How do you go about that with regards to testing, etc.? I'm not sure if I understand.
I think the question is they know they have custom modules in their current 14 version, for example, and they also know that they want to get rid of them during the upgrade to 15 because they don't need them anymore. I think that's a question.
I see, okay.
Is it how do you go about that with regard to testing, etc.? Well, if it's custom module and you just remove them, I think you don't even need a migration script. It depends. You need to test it.
Or you can create a duplicate, remove them, submit.
It depends on the on-premise. I guess that in a custom module means that it's on premise, maybe on the SSH.
Lark, best maybe clarify that in a support ticket to us, and we'll get back to you. Stefan is asking what data is stored within the database, which will be sent to you.
Well, I would say everything but the attachment. So, for example, the PDF that are attached to any kind of records like sale orders and things like that, the binary files, so the attachments are not stored within database, but all the rest is stored within database.
Okay, we have 1 minute left. Let's try to pick another good question. The script will continue from where we left off. We want it to continue. Brackets, big databases. You understand the question?
No, I don't get the question.
Well, I'm afraid we are at the end.
I think, okay.
No?
I think I understood the question. I think he wants the logs back because when you will resume the upgrade, it will start off the end of the log. He missed some of the logs. I think that was the question.
Okay.
Maybe we can provide the log. I think we do provide the log after the upgrade.
Yeah. Well, it went straight over my head. For all the questions you didn't get to ask, please drop us a support ticket or join us now in the chat room in upgrades. So just go to community chat room upgrades and we will answer your questions there. Thank you so much for joining us. Hope to see you soon again.